This is the iPhone Air, an interesting first of its kind. It's not an iPhone 17, it's not anything like an SE, it is simply iPhone Air. But what is its purpose? I start my days with getting ready, usually watching a YouTube video or two, and then it's put a coffee in one hand and my phone in the other, like most people. I'm either scrolling social media or watching YouTube videos in my mornings. It's pretty standard for me, but what I like so far about this phone is how lightweight it is and how thin and slim the chassis is. It's an absolute delight to hold. It feels so much more comfortable, especially one-handed, because as I always say, I'm small, so my little hands are at ease holding this. The iPhone Air may be thin, but it has had some sacrifices to accommodate the design, such as having one speaker and it's at the top of the phone as opposed to the bottom. So no stereo sound, and I found the sound to be so off balance because of this. And it's really not a nice experience when you're holding the phone in horizontal mode. It is fine when the phone is upright in portrait mode though, but nothing a pair of headphones can't fix, right? So it's 11 AM and my phone is on 73%. I woke up this morning and it didn't charge last night. It was on 50 something %. My wireless charger is broken and it's been happening the last few days. So I'm on my way to go buy one. And I thought this would be the perfect time to jump on in with the center stage camera. So I did plug my phone in before I started this video this morning and it got to about, I think, 86%. So I haven't started on a 100% charge today, which was my plan. Anyway, center stage camera. This is really cool because it does mean I can film a horizontal video like I am right now while the phone is in portrait mode. And I don't even have to have the phone landscape, which means when I look towards the camera, if I'm looking at myself, it looks like I'm looking into the lens. It's an 18 megapixel selfie camera across the board with all the iPhone models. I think that is just a fantastic move. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Casetify has challenged me with 3 tests for their new iPhone Air products. They include the bounce case, the clear case, and the glaze case. So let's get testing. So let's start with a stain test. There's 2 cases here, and one is a true anti-yellowing and stain-free case. So I bought my own iPhone Air, and although it is a tough phone, I don't like scratches or dents on my devices, so I am wanting something that can not only protect the phone, but also still highlight the design of it, because there's no arguing that the iPhone Air isn't a stunning design. That's why the clear case is perfect for me, because I can still see through it and not have to worry about any staining, because there's a clear winner here. Oh, all right, so this is the aftermarket off-brand case, and this is the Casetify one. So let's rinse them and see how the stain test went. Oh yeah, this one has yellowed a little bit. You can already tell around the edges, they've yellowed a little bit. And now let's rinse the Casetify one. It does not look yellow at all. Wow, that's actually so impressive. That is 2 hours soaked in red wine, and this third-party case has absolutely yellowed in comparison to the Casetify one. Casetify clear case, survival certified. Casetify have so many different styles and types of cases for you to choose from, making your devices safe and protected while stylish at the same time, which is why I like the glaze cases. There's lots of funky prints if you do want to stylize your phone, and you don't have to worry about them scratching off. This is because Casetify use an inner printing method on a scratch-resistant glossy backplate, so you don't need to worry about your print coming off. You know what that means? Survival certified. I'm terrified. Oh my god, I don't want to do this. Okay, bounce case test. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, not the rocks. Not the rocks, not the rocks, not the rocks, not the rocks. Oh my god, okay. We are completely protected. Casetify's bounce case is survival certified and Leashy approved. I've been a customer of Casetify in the past, and I will admit their product is on the pricier side, but it is for good reason, because they are made of high quality material and they are proven to work and protect our devices, just like we've seen here. But don't worry, because Casetify have provided a 15% off discount code for a limited time, so you can match your iPhone accessories with me and give yourself a little bit of peace of mind and your devices some style. Head to the description of this video to check out the discount code and all the information there, and a thank you to Casetify for sponsoring this part of the video. A typical day for me involves lots of studio time. I'm usually editing or filming or doing admin, which I hate doing. A content creator's life isn't all the glitz and glamour that it's made out to be. It actually can be quite isolating when you work by yourself in a studio all day. But that's the reality, and reality isn't always fun. And I also chose this position. However, I do get to play with toys like this, and that is the part that rules. So let's have a closer look at the phone and really absorb what it's all about. So it's thin. That's the highlight. It's a statement in a designer way. Has a 6.5-inch display, weighs 165 grams, and has the A19 Pro chip inside. Not the standard A19, interestingly enough. It has a ceramic shield back and glossy titanium fingerprint magnet edges. And this camera? One lens. A fusion camera with a 1x and a 2x. Oh yeah, and no room for a SIM tray, so it is eSIM only. Overall, it's pretty, but it is simple. Today's been a pretty casual day in the phone sense, as I've used it mostly for watching content. I love YouTube. I love watching all my online friends' YouTube videos too, so you can tell that the iPhone is a very big entertainment device for me. I reach for my phone more than I do my iPad because of its convenience. It's always charged and it's always with me. The highlights with the iPhone Air so far have been the display and its brightness. Its peak is 3000 nits when outside, but I'm clearly using it inside, but it still looks great and pops nicely. I prefer high brightness as I find it easier to see things this way. The lows of the iPhone Air though have been the heat that this phone produces. It's obvious that the thinner you go, the worse the thermals can be. With no room for a vapor chamber or bigger cooling system, it creates these caveats, and to make it even more problematic, this phone is basically all battery, except for this little camera bump, which Apple call the camera plateau. All components of the phone are stored in here, and with no vapor chamber, it makes it hard for heat to escape this plateau and spread out across the phone. It all builds up in here and it stays here. Compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, which does have a bigger build, a bigger plateau, and its very own vapor chamber, the iPhone Air feels like the pits of hell when it's heating up, but when it's not hot, it's so nice. We also have to remember that this does have a Pro chip, the A19 Pro. Is it a Pro phone though? I kind of beg to differ on that. Sure, you can get Pro performance in certain ways, but with the lack of a camera system, and then of course the lack of a vapor chamber or a better cooling system, I'm not really sure that this chip is optimized well for this specific device. Is it better than the iPhone 17? Probably not, at least not this year. It's 4:15 and I'm on 6% battery. This phone has drained very fast today from using the camera, using it as a camera monitor, of course watching content, and uploading stuff for work. Yeah, hasn't really survived, has it? So this, I can get down to 15% battery life by 9 p.m, which is the best battery experience I've had with an iPhone ever. But this little beauty, I don't think it's right for the kind of user that I am. I do love the iPhone Air. I think in theory, it is such a beautiful phone from its design, its ability to slot into anything like your pocket with ease. It's pretty much weightless and is super comfortable to hold, and I think it's great for non-pro users. I don't think this video has portrayed me as a traditional pro user, but I am a heavier user and I do need something that can handle itself well under pressure and last all day, and that is where this comes into play. $159 for a power bank that only gives you 65% extra battery on top of a battery that's already small at 3,149 milliamp hours. No thanks. A camera system that has one lens with 2 focal lengths, no ultra wide or telephoto or even pro raw photography. No thanks. But a design that feels premium, like a luxury item. Yes, I am all about that. And I hope that the next iteration of this phone could somehow slot in another lens with Pro RAW, a better battery solution, and a body that can actually handle a Pro chip, not turning this into a hazard of heat. And before you tell me to go get the Pro if I want all of these features, I understand that. But the next step in phones for me would be a magical device that can do all of these things whilst being this thin, and I believe Apple can do it. When is the question. I do love it though whilst giving it critiques, but I think its purpose is for enthusiasts who are all about design and aesthetic and are wanting something thinner, since super slim phones are the talk of the town at the moment. People that don't really think about the photo that they're taking, they just pull out their phone and snap away. It still takes an amazing photo, there's no denying that, because it is the same 48 megapixel fusion camera that all the phones have. It's just the main lens. There is no other option like your ultra wide, which I use all the time, and a telephoto, which I also use all the time. I am interested to see how this finds its place amongst consumers, but I'm more interested to see how Apple are going to improve the next iteration. Don't forget to grab yourself some Casetify gear for your new devices with the discount code on screen and the link that's down below in the description. There are lots of stuff to choose from, so happy shopping. And I also hope you've enjoyed this different approach to a video for a day with the phone as opposed to a traditional day in the life where we go out, take photos, all that sort of stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next video.